Welcome back to another drawing tutorial. We're continuing our discussion of composition today, specifically with inferred shapes. As I mentioned in the first video, composition is a very broad topic with lots to talk about, but to date we have talked about the rule of threes. We have talked about hierarchical scale and directional lines, vertical, horizontal, diagonal. We've also talked about the Dutch angle, but today we are going to talk about inferred and/or nested shapes. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Before we begin dropping shapes into our compositions, it's important to understand that shapes have embodied meaning to them. So something like a circle, for instance, embodies the spirit of completion, harmony, wholeness. Triangles, power and strength. And if you've seen Boss Baby, you know that they are the strongest shape found in nature. Also, they carry a lot of religious overtones in Western Christian cultures. Squares as combinations of vertical and horizontal lines kind of embody a lot of those same qualities as well. There are lots more, but we're just going to focus on these three for today. So I'm going to throw together this very quick composition, and you can see I've dropped in two triangles and a circle for what is going to be really a baseball scene. We see the pitcher hurling the ball, the hitter whacking the ball, and then the ball carrying the arc of the circle back through. Clearly not the best drawing I have ever done, but this is really to illustrate the point that shapes can form the foundation for what we are drawing. And I've also managed to include my hierarchical scale of Papa Mama Baby Bear in there. While this was a very intentional use of shapes, shapes can also emerge unintentionally. But whether intentional or not, the directional value of my diagonal lines gives a through line for the eye to follow into, around, and then back out of my composition. Now, I mentioned that these things can happen unintentionally, so take this panel of mine from a horror comic I drew last year. You can very quickly spot the overarching triangle at play here, but there are nested triangles within that, triangles on the outside. So many triangles, right? And there are other shapes as well. There's this curving smoke that helps kind of hem the eye into the frame. So let's take another look at something from art history. This is The Raft of the Medusa by Theodore Géricault, painted circa 1818-1819. How many triangles do you see? I'm guessing at least a couple, probably this one, right? And this one next to it. Now you notice that those two triangles overlap, and they create this intersectional X here in the center. But more importantly, if we were to take out the diagonals and make this more of a curvilinear, this is what it's really doing to your eye. It's creating this sort of infinite viewing loop that will take you into and around and through his painting. Now to recap, basic shapes have embodied meaning. Shapes form a foundation for objects and actions in composition. Shapes parallel reinforce directional lines and energies. Shapes help guide the eye into, around, and through the composition. And that's about it. I'll see you next time.